All right. Test.
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 Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the lone Xennial.
I'm Brian, GenX.
That pause is where Nicholas would be. But Nicholas, we can say he is on assignment. We will have him back next week for what will be next week 97. So this week makes 96 episode, 96 live episode. We have done different, we've done a best of here and there. We've done little kind of mini episodes, but as in the full main, episode broadcast, this is number 96.
Wow. Hard to believe.
It's hard to believe you put up with us.
Yeah, it is hard to believe. I mean, the beer helps, so.
It sure does. What are you drinking today?
Yeah. This is a Yuengling Golden Pilsner.
Nice and solid.
Yeah, I think it's a seasonal. Yeah, I think it's a seasonal thing, but it's just a solid Pilsner. So, if you want to know what a Pilsner is, go back and listen to our beer episode a couple episodes ago with the great Jason Porter, who's the master brewer at Ignite Brewing Company in Barberton. Does us all about beer and how it's made and some different things about it. So go check that out if you have not already. So
not to be mixed up with the masturbator, which is never mind. Yeah,
correct, or the masturbator.
Right. I thought I was just a masturbator. Turns out Brian is the master.
A lot of practice.
Yeah, you got time on me.
That's right. You can't be good at anything without practicing.
That's right. The old term, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice.
That's right. Well, one thing we've been practicing saying a little bit here since is where you can find the show. So we are Convincing Idiots. We a pop culture podcast. We drop every single new episodes every week. We talk a lot of pop culture and nerdy stuff, and take some time to, of course, insult each other, whether we're actually on the show that particular week or not. So,
as we all deserve it.
That's right. Hope you guys enjoy it. We can be found out there on demand on many major podcast platforms. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Vurbl, Stitcher, Overcast, and more. So just pull up wherever you listen to podcasts.
Are you making up some of those?
No.
Okay.
Those are all real platforms
that
we're on. Absolutely. Find us out there in your platform of choice. Just give us a subscribe. And as we publish new episodes every week, they will pop into your podcast feed free of charge. All links to all show information. Cannot beat that. All show information can be found in two main places. Our Linktree account is Google Linktree Convincing Idiots, and it'll simply be a page with links to where you can listen to us, our social media accounts, our YouTube channel. We have our videos, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, Facebook, and our website. Just look up convincingidiots.wordpress.com. All show information's there. Also links to where you can listen to us, links to promos, videos, new episodes, bios. And if you choose to sponsor the show, our Patreon account can be found there as well, or just pull up patreon.com/convincing idiots. If you wish to, get Dean a shirt with sleeves on it or something like that, you can give us a small donation. And
I can't afford sleeves, people. I'm sorry.
That's right. Or get the golden head, golden head, a hat or something back there behind you.
Right.
The Dean Golden Head. Absolutely. So
his head is cold. Help us out.
That's right. Best thing you do to help us out is like, share, subscribe, tell a friend if you like our stuff. That's how we can grow a little bit, and we appreciate your support. If you don't
still tell a friend, their degenerate ass might enjoy us, even if you don't.
That's right. That's right. If you don't like us, again, if you have a friend out there maybe you don't care for as much,
Right.
maybe kind of a pain in the ass
Like,
uncle
I've got
or something
a friend
like that.
that's really got a shitty sense of humor. You might like this. Tell them.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So that's it. That's who we are. So what's new with you, Dean? How are you? How you been?
I've been good. Father's Day over the weekend. I got to spend time with my son.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of time with my girlfriend's daughter. They got me a very nice present, a nice bracelet that I super appreciate here. I'll be wearing it. Got to see a dinosaur movie, which I will review in a bit. I worked. I loved. I lived. I drank beer.
There you go.
That's about it for me. What about you, Brian? What are you
Sounds
doing?
great. Sounds great. Yeah, I had a great Father's Day as well. My daughter is now 21, as you know, so she's just a lot more busier these days. Yeah, sure is. Doing great. So proud of her, Peyton. She does our logo for the show, by the way. So if you've seen the show logo, she does that. She's a graphic designer at Kent State University. Very proud of her, getting great grades. But she's just grown up. She has a boyfriend of a few years, Joey, super nice guy. Just doesn't have as much time. Yeah, it's you'll see someday. It's like when you get replaced.
Mm-hmm.
We all do it to our parents.
No. You can't even say that. Joey, that punk Joey. I tell you what, I will push him in a mud puddle. That's what I'll do.
He is a good guy. He's really nice to her.
I've met Joey.
Yeah, nice guy. We're planning a trip together, all of us with Allie and
you and Joey.
And stuff. No,
all of you. Okay,
Joey, Peyton.
I'm gonna say, Joey, I don't think you're coming back.
So we had a great day together Sunday. We went to a nice winery. I'll give a shout out here. The Barrel Run Crossing Winery in Rootstown, Ohio, which is, if you're in the Northeast Ohio area, it's just outside of Ravenna. Great winery, and there's a pretty active railway that crosses the road just down the way from the winery. So if you like seeing trains, any time of day
who doesn't
you go,
like trains?
Absolutely, you will see without fail at least 3 to 5 live trains if you're there for any couple hours stint. Never fails. So pretty cool thing. Great wine, all that, and we just a nice little cookout afterwards. So just a great time together, great quality time on Father's Day with Peyton. So yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what we should do? Have you ever done the Rails and Ales, the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad? They do Rails and Ales, or they do. There's a wine one too.
Yeah, I did
we
the
should
wine
do that.
one years ago. And it was fun. The only thing that was odd about it was at night, and so you really can't see anything outside the train.
See, that's what I picture. If I'm gonna drink on a train, it's at night. I want just a, you know what I mean? Like the Murder on the Orient Express type deal. I want that like atmosphere.
Yeah, it was cool. We sat on they had a quote unquote party car, so they had lights and music, and the hosts were very cool. It was a good experience. Don't get me wrong. So it was fun, and I would do it again. So yeah, we should do that. Look into that. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We'll shoot a live episode there. I'm sure they won't mind.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they'd probably appreciate it, especially if we solve the murder. Hold on, is this going to be one of the murder trains? I don't know.
Well, only if we actually murder somebody, I suppose.
All right. Well, Nick isn't here. We can figure out what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Figure which one of us two did it.
I like it.
I don't want to give a spoiler, but your shirt literally says fucking murder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm wearing a Murder Hornets shirt. which was a thing in the news in 2020 during the
you are
pandemic.
horrible at this.
Who's a suspect? The guy that has a murder on his shirt? Maybe.
Better place than ever to start. Why not?
I don't know. You don't hear about the murder hornets anymore.
No, you don't.
It was like a thing, and then, like I said, it was during the pandemic. It was like the pandemic's happening, and now we have the murder hornets coming in to kill all the bees.
Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of bees out there, are there?
Well, they're already in trouble in many respects because of the lack of ability to pollinate, and the environment is changing and that type of stuff. So we didn't need the murder hornets to come in and make it worse.
I'm afraid the reason they're disappearing is somebody told them it's none of their beeswax.
Yeah, you can have that one in honor of Father's Day recently.
Thank you.
Nice dad joke, yeah.
A joke.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to do on the YouTube? Can you splash just a giant red dad joke across it? That'd be good.
Yeah, we could do that. All right, so have you seen anything? We'll get into some idiot reviews a little bit.
Yes.
Have you seen anything new? Well, obviously, you saw a dinosaur movie. I have an idea what that might be.
Yep. It's Dinosaur Train on PBS. Mm-hmm. No, it's... I watched it years ago. It's horrible. Fucking dolts. No, I watched the new Jurassic World.
Uh-huh.
Jurassic World Dominion. You need to go into it with I don't think I was in the right state of mind. Okay?
I was expecting something good and entertaining.
No. It was good. There's dinosaurs that eat people, and
all right. And Jeff Goldblum's in it, for crying out loud.
He is honestly the best part of the movie.
Okay. All right.
As anything he's in. As you know, I'm a huge Jeff Goldblum fan, but really Jeff Goldblum, I mean, they give him the best lines. He's so sarcastic. It just fits. He is that character, right?
Okay.
Ian Malcolm, Dr. Ian Malcolm. The plot is... it's a stretch, but they had to find something to get all these people together from the old movie and the new movie. They used this plot. Okay. I mean, it could have been explained better. It could have been done better. But okay, it is what it is. Sometimes I'm sitting in a theater, and sometimes you have to stop yourself and go, wait a minute, dummy. You're watching a movie about living dinosaurs. Take everything for the face value. Stop looking. Don't watch a guy jump from an explosion and go, that's bullshit. He would have never have survived that. Wait a minute, dummy. There's flying dinosaurs. Calm down. Mm-hmm. Take it for what it is.
That's right.
So once you get past that, it was a fun summer movie. It was, like everybody has told me, it was a good ending. It was just a good, solid, feel-good ending. I mean, nothing.
All right.
Because my son had seen it first before I took him. He'd seen it with his mother, and he was making jokes, because every time I do that, I see a movie that he hasn't, I will tell him that, like, a bear comes in and eats everybody, and this has nothing to do with the bear. You know what I mean? So I fuck with him. And he kept telling me that, at the end, a dinosaur farts, and it makes the whole world extinct. That would have been a better ending, but what they did was fun. So Jurassic World Dominion, I give it, I don't even remember, what is our, the interrupting Deans? What is higher the better or lower the better? Lower the better, right?
Lower the better, because the interrupting Dean would interrupt less if the movie was good.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So, out of 10, I'd give it a 5. It was just a solid average, good summer flick, right? Not as good as Top Gun, but still fun.
Okay, that's my next question. So go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say how hot Bryce Dallas Howard was.
Oh yeah, sure.
And goddamn Laura Dern. I don't know what sort of babies she and Sam Neill are eating, but they look great for their age. God damn. Both
Very
of them,
good.
beautiful people. So, you know what? Just because of how hot Sam Neill and Laura Dern look in that movie, I'm gonna bump it up to a 4.
Okay.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Fair enough. Yeah, so you've seen both the current hot summertime movies.
I have.
You saw Top Gun last week, talked about that last week, and then of course
Yep.
you saw this one this week. So now that you can compare, you've already said that was my next question, which you've already answered. So if someone is out there thinking, which one do I go see first, Top Gun, or go see Jurassic World? Go ahead.
No, all right. It's not as easy as that. It's not as easy as, oh, this movie's better. It really is taste. If you're looking for nostalgia, both have nostalgia. See, that's rough because like both have nostalgia.
Sure.
But and they both kind of like, even Jurassic World doesn't give you like, they don't like beat you up for it. You have to look for little Easter eggs. That it's again, it's, do you want to see realistic or suspend disbelief? That's really what it is. Yes, Top Gun, the premise is he goes faster than really we're capable of it right now, but it's still the way it's explained. And until you like think about it and go, wait a minute, we can't go that fast, you don't think about it. Like you watch of like Mach 10, you're like, oh yeah, sure, Mach 10, oh yeah, but yeah, we can't go Mach 10. But at the moment, you don't even think about it. When you're watching Jurassic World, you see a dinosaur, you're like, yeah, we don't. There's no dinosaurs. You see what I'm saying? Like, so both things. One's realistic, one's not. Both are fun. Top Gun is a better movie.
Okay.
Like put together. I enjoyed it more, but both are fun. So you can't go wrong with either. So, like I said, if you want to go a little more realistic and you're an 80s child, Top Gun. If you're a 90s child and you want that fun summer, that you had back in 1992, which is really fun, go with Jurassic World. But one last thing I'll say about this, and then we'll move on, is that I realize I'm sitting next to my son who's 10. I'm 42. And I realized when Jurassic Park started, I was his age, sitting in that seat.
Jeez,
now,
is that right? Holy cow.
End it, and he's that age.
Wow.
It was a very cool circle for me to realize that. A lot of fun.
You're right. That's something. Wow. Okay, so in the scale of suspending disbelief, you have a live brontosaurus on the screen, and then right underneath that, Tom Cruise is a likable, fun-loving person.
Oh, that you have to suspend disbelief for both. You really do.
I'm sure Tom Cruise is a fine guy. I don't know. I'm just making a joke. I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep. No, nothing silly or crazy about him.
Scientology don't send anybody to hurt us or anything. We love him. No, we're good. We're good.
I think my doorbell's ringing, Dean.
Okay.
It's okay.
We love Tom Cruise. He's the best.
That's right. It's an odd time at 10 to 10 to have ring on my doorbell. I don't know.
It's very odd.
Yeah. That's fine. All right. Have you seen anything else?
Jumping up to push the button.
A pointer stick.
Right.
I'll get you there, Fisher. Yep. Yep. Have you seen anything else? That was your big one. Go ahead.
That was my big one. I finished, and you're not going to be able to comment on this because you don't watch the show, but I watched the end of This Is Us.
Okay.
Back in May when the final season started, I started watching, and then I thought it like paused, and then I forgot about it, and then I realized, oh shit, it ended, and I had like a whole season to watch. So over the past few weeks, I've been watching it. I've made mention to it in previous episodes, but I watched over this week. I watched the last 4 episodes, and god damn it, those guys are good at writing. Every episode you watch, you get a little verklempt. You know what I mean? In the throat, you're like, You guys, the second to last episode, they deal with death in this episode of an older person.
Mm-hmm.
They do it in a way, like a crossover, like the person's crossing over, like they tell you, oh, you're going to meet your loved ones, or you're going to see, your life flash before your eyes, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking did it. I cried. Like normally, yes, I'll get a tear in my eye or you get full cum. I fucking cried second to the last episode of This Is Us. It was so well done. I don't even. No, actually, I know Nick's not even there yet. But damn, that show, those writers know what the fuck they're doing. So I just want to give a shout out to that and them and everything else. So, and yes, I know I don't know how many younger people are listening to us, but in my 20s, I could watch. You remember Faces of Death? Brian?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah,
I could watch that with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
In my youth, teenage, 20s, whatever. Now in my 40s, I get choked up over goddamn commercials.
Yeah,
that's what getting old does to you people. It brings up, and I guess maybe having kids probably does it also, right?
Absolutely. Sure, changes your perspective on things. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hell, we could even do a whole bit on that of what's the thing that gets you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because to me, and I don't know, it's weird, but you ever watch those videos of the guys that are colorblind, like the older guys that are colorblind, and they put those glasses on and see color for the first time, and like weep?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like when the baby they put the cochlear ear implant on the babies, and they hear their mother for the first time.
Those are cool. Yeah,
those will fucking get me every time.
You know what? Have you seen the one with Lou Ferrigno? This is more recent. So Lou Ferrigno's had hearing problems forever.
Right.
Okay. He's been. I'm pretty sure he's legally deaf. Anyways, there's one of that where he does that. He gets the hearing aids or something like that, and he can hear. This is over the last year or so. Go check that out on YouTube. Does he cry? Oh yeah, it's very emotional.
Oh, that's literally what I'm going to watch when we're done with this.
Yeah, it was a fucking Hulk. Is this a big burly dude? And
nothing will get you more than a grown watching on a movie or TV show a grown man crying like that burly man. And when that whatever they're writing or whatever happens, you get them to cry. Same here. I'm joining him on that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's real. Well, that's cool. Yeah, This Is Us. I've not watched it. Not against it. I'm just not as much into the dramas as all that as you guys are. That's just the way I've always been. It's just give me humor and other things. I don't need more drama. My life had enough drama in it, I guess. But anyway, but that shows you're right. It's got tons of accolades, and I've heard nothing but positive things over any of it really. And then the last season,
6 years, something like that. It's highly recommended.
Syndication.
Absolutely. So if you ever get a chance and randomly you're like, maybe as soon as you watch the first episode, really, it's one of those where you watch it and go, okay, it's not what I was expecting, so I'll give it a shot. Right. So someday, if you're watching the syndication when it's there, watch one episode. If it hooks you, keep going. If not, pass by it. But at least suggest one episode.
Okay, will do. All right.
What about you? What have you seen?
I won't get into any details here. Just the normal stuff we've been watching. We'll talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi. This Wednesday we're shooting this on Tuesday, the 21st. So the series wraps up Wednesday. So we'll talk about that. When you're watching
this, yesterday was the final, and so know that next week we're going to talk. That's probably what the episodes be. I'm assuming, right?
Well, we'll definitely focus on that for sure.
Holy shit!
It'll be a lengthy.
How are you feeling about
segment?
It?
Well, I'm excited. I think they're doing a good job with it. So.
We can say now you're caught up, right?
I am. Yep.
So did you realize when she said that my theory was right about Reva, the third sister?
Yeah, that was great. Yep. You're right. Right on the head. Yep. And then I could keep watching The Boys. Fantastic. I won't get into detail right here. Just keep.
I got to catch up.
Yeah, just a great season. I still haven't caught up with Ms. Marvel yet. I've heard good things.
How many episodes have you watched?
I still haven't gotten through the first episode yet. I just got to make time for it. No, I just haven't made the time. That's all.
I've watched one episode. That's all it took.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, it's a kid's show. Carter asked me about it. I'm like, you'll like it. It's for kids. That's what this is shown for.
Sure.
I like the message. I like the concept, but the acting, and it's about high school girls and high school boys, and it's just not my cup of tea. But it's put together well. Seems like it.
Yeah. Peyton enjoys it. Like I said, she's younger. I mean, she thought it was great. Obviously it's more relatable for her. And Friday night, I set up the backyard projector. Right. I just felt like a movie night. It was a Friday night, Sunday. We had a long weekend, so it was Sunday night. That's what I did. Sunday night.
Okay.
Anyway, I set it up. I just looked up online best drive-in movies. Okay. It's like a drive-in experience. As you know, you've been over movies, and we'll have some more this summer. And when it came up was Rambo: First Blood. Now, I've never seen
really
any of the Rambo movies all those years.
Wow,
all those years.
That is shocking.
They were huge in the 80s. It was like early 80s, late 70s was the first one, early 80s. And then he had two right in the mid 80s, 85 and 88 was Rambo 2 and 3, respectively.
So you never got to, in the height of that, when you're in the pool or pond or whatever, come out slowly, feeling like Rambo with the water coming over his eyes and the nose, and then just sit there and look around, knowing that you have the machine gun there. Every kid, 80s, 90s kid, had that. They come out of the pool and just slowly come up, and
So I watched it. I sat down. I watched Rambo: First Blood, and didn't realize how it was more of a serious tone movie. Really focused on him being a forgotten war hero, if you will, and it really spoke to a lot of guys that had fought in that war, how they were kind of anti-heroes and not welcome back by their all that stuff. I thought, man, it was good. So anyway, over the past few days now, I am going through the entire Rambo movie series. Okay, so
I haven't seen any of the new ones.
Yeah, so I watched the getting caught up, and I love them. A lot of fun. You just have to kind of, obviously it got more action hero-y by the time you got to Rambo 3. It was a whole different vibe, but still, they still maintain the fact it's a guy that's do you now understand? Do you remember Hot Shots? Yes.
Hot Shots 2?
Yep.
Or Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah.
The scene where it's the video game count of deaths as he's shooting up. Now you get the references.
Yes, absolutely. And then last night I finished the most recent Rambo: Last Blood.
I didn't see that one.
You can find the other ones on Netflix, and Rambo 1 through 3, anyways, is on HBO Max. HBO Max, 80s. Actually, from the 80s. Yes, the last one is on Netflix, and the last one is, it's Sylvester Stallone's obviously an older man. It's definitely got the hints of Rambo for sure. But it's definitely a revenge type movie. It felt a lot like even like a Charles Bronson type movie, where it's family issues. Here's a guy going out for revenge on this Mexican drug cartel gang, right? And it's pretty change. Oh yeah, it's pretty violent.
Do you want to know a fun little trivia?
Sure.
The original ending to Rambo, he kills himself.
Okay.
But it played so poorly with the test audiences.
I would imagine.
that they had to change it. I mean, it was just brutal. Like, they loved the movie up until the end where he kills himself. So that's where they had to change it. And so you have all of these Rambo sequels given to a couple test audiences from the 1980s.
Oh, there you go. How about that? So if you like the Rambo franchise and you haven't seen the new one yet, Rambo Last Blood, go check it out. But again, it is, if you like revenge type movies, again, it's pretty violent at times. But if you like the type of movie, you'll find this enjoyable. If you are just not into that type of stuff, don't even bother. And it's definitely more far removed from the original, but still has the hints of the character in it. And it's cool to see Sylvester Stallone as an older man, still a badass. You know,
I think. Well, that's the thing about Sylvester Stallone is he is a badass no matter what he plays.
Mm-hmm.
He gained all that weight. Did you see Copland?
I've not seen Copland, at least in many years.
Oh my God, Copland was such a good movie. It was like, it was one of those, like, okay, it's a kind of half mobster, whatever Stallone movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away. Copland was, and it all is based on Sylvester Stallone's performance. Excuse me. Sylvester Stallone's performance in Copland, he gains like 50, 60, whatever pounds. Like, he's a bigger dude. Like, the character he was a good cop back in the day, and he didn't play by the mob rules, so they just kind of brushed him away, something like that. But now, the movie picks up to where he's just a overweight cop that can't hear anymore. So they put him in a small town outside of Jersey or New York or something like that. And it's a great movie. And and that's the first movie, because I've seen all the Rambos, Rockies, and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. All his best ones, right? And that's the one, I think he was nominated, or at least the movie was nominated for an Oscar. Okay. It's a great movie. Yeah, Copland, if you get a chance, is a fantastic movie.
I'll check that out. I think it's on. I don't keep up in the same search, so I think it's on HBO Max as well. Copland. So, yeah, I'll give it. A listen. So, anyways, I'm having fun with the Rambo franchise. That's it. So, I realized that I missed one. I didn't realize it was a Rambo 4. I saw the 3, and then the Last Blood. Okay, and then at the end of Last Blood, they do like a.
Is that about his wife on her last period before she hits menopause?
No, it's just the last Rambo. I think that's what they meant. But they show clips from every movie. You know what I mean? And it's like obviously there was a Rambo where Sylvester Stallone's a little older, but he's still got the long hair and stuff. So I have to go back and look for that one. So the fourth Rambo. So there's
that 5 one. He had short hair.
Yes, the newest one, he had his haircut like today, just his normal haircut.
he just gave up. They're like, Sly, you want a wig? No, fuck it. I don't give a shit at this point.
It wouldn't look.
They're giving me a lot of money. Whatever.
Yeah, it wouldn't look quite right as a 70-some-year-old man with the long hair, probably like that, unless he pulled it back or something. I'm sure they toyed with it, but no, he's fine. He's got a good look. He's still got the knife, and you get the bow and arrow and stuff. That's good. That's good. So anyway, check that out. If, like I said, you're inclined for it. Go ahead.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It was on TV last night. Before I went to bed, I was flipping around and I saw it, and it was at the end, and he was one of the Ravagers that pulled up for the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him as a little bit of weight, older guy, and you're like, fuck, he's still a badass. I don't give a shit what he does. Every role he's in, like I said, he's a badass.
He was great in those movies, in the Guardians movies. Absolutely, yeah. Always loved seeing him. Always like Sly.
I would love to see him, especially at this age, to see him in like a straight up comedy, to see how he does. Sure. I know he's not going to, because it's not his wheelhouse and it's not where the money is, but like he's a good enough actor. I think that he could rock out a good comedy. Like what are some of those older ones where all the older actors kind of get together and they're like whatever, there's a heist or something. I think he could be involved in that. Something like that, where it's an older guy comedy. That'd be fun.
Absolutely, like a tough dad, like a comedic father or something like that, or grandfather.
At this point,
it would be. Yeah. So, yeah, they're making a new Expendables movie too. I heard. So,
are they doing another one?
Yeah, I think so.
Holy shit!
So. Yeah. All right. That's the last stuff that I saw. So, like I said, long holiday weekend Rambo kick. That's what I had.
There you go.
A lot of fun. So there's worse things to do with your time than watch a Rambo movie. So that's for sure.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Before we go on break, I mean, when there is worse things, and one of them is not having insurance.
That's right. Don't do that.
I realized we were really late, so I didn't have and we missed a good segue.
That's okay.
But yes, insurance not only is an important part of life, people, but it is an important part of our lives as convincing idiots, because our friend, our brother, Aaron Blake, the owner, proprietor of Blake Insurance. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com. I'll say it again. Turn your radio up. BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And tell them when you call them that these idiots told you to. And you listen to what we say, because we're fucking awesome.
That's right. That's right. All right, so yeah, we'll take a quick break here, Dean. We'll come back, talk a few pop culture headlines, and then we'll get into our main topic a little bit later, and that is most of the Rambo movies, like you said, the Rambo movie, the First Blood, had a bad ending, and the test audiences convinced them to change it.
Done.
Right? Now we're going to talk about some movies. This is another one of your ideas, as was last week's, the TV theme songs. But movies that have bad endings. So it could be a good movie, but the ending just sort of got off track, and we'll talk about some of those in our main segment a little bit later. So, but first, we'll take a break, come back, talk a few headlines. You want to say something else?
Oh, no, I was just hoping that I get to hear, I love your voice so much. I will miss it over the break, and I just hope something as beautiful and lovely will be there during the break. Let's find out.
That's right. We will not disappoint our test audiences out there. Yep.
That's right.
All right. We'll be right back.
Xennial Dean, GenX Brian, Millennial Nick. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe.